have some laundry to put away, but first let's talk about modified cornstarch, shall we? And actually, who am I kidding? I have laundry to put away, but I also have 2 trashes that just got into to put away. I'll show you pictures of those here in a minute. And I have packages to put in the mail. Trying to get my window. My window blinds pulled up evenly. I've got packages to put in the mail. I've got kids to pick up early from school. I just got home and made my husband an awesome lunch. He's doing, excuse me, he's doing so good. Hi, my name is Emily, and I'm a faithful follower of Christ. And I am also an expert on behavior and behavior modification. I've got the degrees hanging on the wall to prove it. I finally got that loan paid off, those loans paid off. And I met with the nutritionist that's now on board at the YMCA this morning and just told her, hey, I said, I've recently lost 100 pounds, approaching the nutrition element of the whole human physical well-being puzzle. I said, I've been approaching it from the from the angle of addiction. And I said, I am off sugar and flour completely. And I said, please, by all means, just use me as a resource if you're interested. She and I work out together. In fact, she is why I pushed myself to the point of near seeing stars this morning. She's fit as a fiddle as far as I can tell. And she was in front of me doing some mountain climbers. She was going to get to the top of the mountain a whole lot faster than I was. So thanks to her, I pushed myself a little harder. This is why I love classes. But I just told her, hey, and I was telling Greg, it really helps me to help other people because I have that little thing in the kitchen that says, let yourself bloom. I want this new life, this 2 Corinthians 5:17 to keep blooming. I want it to branch out, and I want the branches to keep growing, and I want the branches to have little branches and the little branches to have leaves and flowers. I don't want my YMCA, my little gym, my yoga, or my macros, or my water drinking. I don't want any of those branches shriveling up and dying. So I make intentional efforts to help them grow and expand. And it would be my honor if I could support her or any of her clients in a voluntary sort of way, especially there at the YMCA. We could even meet and walk around the track and just chat, and I could just be an example of someone who doesn't eat sugar and flour, because it's really good sometimes to see that it's even possible. Oh my goodness. Her name is Paulette. Paulette's name comes to mind. She was that for me for about 15 years. I worked with her in different school settings, and I knew that she had lost 150 pounds 10 years ago, and this was years and years and years. So she has kept 150 pounds off for decades now. She walks 4 miles every morning, no matter what. Freezing rain, she bundles up, and she was always my example that it actually is possible to not consume sugar and flour. So I'm more than happy to be that for someone else if they need that type of encouragement. And she said, the nutritionist said, well, my goodness, I just got this client and she thinks she might be addicted to sugar. And the nutritionist was saying that she's sort of, I don't remember how she worded it, but like just starting to realize that it's an addiction. I was like, oh, let me tell you, I consider myself an accidental addict. And I just told her very briefly about how I came to realize that I am addicted to very specific white powders. Which brings me to, what about modified cornstarch? I just asked this question. I thought I'd go ahead and answer it for any of you curious. Heinz Homestyle Gravy. Okay, so I just made Greg's lunch. He had a lot of turkey. I added some carrots and corn and barley. He is being brave and trying barley, and he was like, no, no thanks. I said, Greg, give it a chance. You won't even notice it. In fact, it'll soak up all the good juices. It'll really sort of just be like a transporter for the good stuff, but it's also such good stuff. It's so healthy. It's such a healthy complex carb, and it's a filler. He was very, very hungry. I said, here, you're not gonna be hungry after this. It's a big old bowl of goodness. So I was wondering if I was gonna include some of this because I had several of these sitting around. All right, so ingredient number 1, turkey broth, check. Ingredient number 2, modified cornstarch, red flag. For me, not everyone. Ingredient number 3, chicken fat, that's fine. Ingredient number 4, bleached white powder. That's a black flag, that's not even a red flag. It's, bleached wheat flour. It's flour, it's bleached, it's no good, but it's ingredient number 4. So that's good. I am on day 38 of my 40-day fast, and I will make a video coming up, a final 40-day fast detox update, but it's just going so well. It's going well in ways I couldn't have imagined, because to eliminate what all I've eliminated has created capacity in my life for branches to grow, for newness to take place. It's going awesome. So awesome that I am laser focused and forward focused and making progress and sleeping well and aware that a lot of people struggle with mental health issues. They're on a roller coaster for decades because they take their medicine, they feel better, and then they quit taking their medicine. I've seen it over and over, and I have always wanted to avoid that myself. So I've taken the same different doses at different times, and we've had to tweak it here and there because of different personal circumstances, like being pregnant 5 times. I couldn't take my medication when I was pregnant. There were just different things we had to navigate, as we do with all elements of this human experience. There's navigating and there's troubleshooting. We've got to be willing to do both in order to move forward, because this life we're on is a hike, and we're going to find ourselves needing to make adjustments at times. But I have very diligently, by the grace of God, never experienced the roller coaster of feeling better mentally and then feeling tempted to not take my medicine. God has given me a couple experiences of life without my medication after a couple of my kids were born, and no thanks, I'll take my medicine. Oh, it was rough there for a while. After baby 1 and baby 2. We got much more proactive after babies 3, 4, and 5. But I want to apply that same mentality to other areas of my life. And this exercise daily, I've noticed that come up now a few days in a row. I'm feeling so good. I just dropped the kids off at school. I've got all this energy. I want to go home and tackle stuff around the house, which, by the way, it's so much progress, you guys. Anybody keeping up with the home renovation? I went and picked out paint colors yesterday. I went and paid for hardwood floor and tile yesterday. We had the drywall guy here, and our contractor, he was the drywall guy here, was putting mud on the nails so that we can get to the point where we paint the walls. And our contractor was downstairs right outside this door, demo. You think this room looks rough? Right outside that door is complete demo. They ripped out. It's so funny, but it's so exciting at this point, and I'm 38 days sober. So it's very enjoyable. I'm able to enjoy it. Plus it's not freezing rain and ice everywhere and tons of debris in my yard. That got really hairy for a while, and December and January. This is fun at this point. But I was telling Greg and my mom, the past couple days have dropped the kids off at school. I feel so good. I slept so well. It's been tempting for me to skip my workout and just come home. And then I thought, nope, I'm feeling so good and I slept so well because of that workout. So I consider it my medicine and I'll take it. And modified cornstarch. Where were we? So I started looking at this thinking, okay, Greg just had it in his meal. Am I going to put it with my turkey? And Jill, I thought of you. Jill shared with me or us once that she had bought something from Costco, and by the time she got to the car, she was so excited to tear it open that she thought, oh, yikes, and returned it. So as soon as I thought, oh, I might let myself have some of this on day 38 of avoiding sugar and flour. And so I really started thinking about it. I was like, Greg and I are one. If he's going to have it, maybe I can have it. And I got too excited. I literally was like, oh, excited about gravy. Red flag. And I don't mean like, oh, I'm so hungry, this is going to be so good. I mean like, that's a problem. That's not what I want. It's not how I want to feel about the food and the calories I consume. Those kind of crazy eyes. And I had them for a split second, and it was noticeable to me because I haven't had them. I IEP'd. Maybe that's not the best way to word that. It's hard to turn IEP into a verb without making it sound like I peed. I IEP'd. I identified the substances and behaviors that are lighting my brain up in the wrong way. I eliminated them from my diet, and now I've been properly fueling. This little sucker just lit my brain up in the wrong ways. So I did a little research and looked up modified cornstarch. Is it a sugar? I know it is. But I looked it up just in case because I thought I might just squeeze it in here. The flour is ingredient number 4. I kind of have a pay attention to the top 3 ingredient rule of thumb. Okay. I will not be adding this to my lunch because when I put in modified cornstarch and then I hit images, it's a bowl of white powder. Period. That's what it is. It's white powder. It is taken from corn and it is refined into a drug that I refuse to ingest because I choose freedom. I choose freedom from gravy. You're not the boss of me. That was Mary. That's how Mary is. That just reminded me of Mary. Okay, so that's it. That's that. No thanks on the modified cornstarch. I refuse to light my brain up in the wrong ways. But that takes a conscious effort to not do so because the enemy is sneaky. And he tried to sneak gravy into my diet. Not today, Satan. But in all seriousness, like I said, I'm an expert on behavior, and I like to think I can apply a lot of what I've learned about behavior and observing behavior to myself and my own behaviors. No on gravy because of ingredient 2 and ingredient 4. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go have a bunch of turkey with corn and carrots. I'll chop it up in a bowl. I would love to have some barley, but I just gave my last bit of barley to Greg. I don't know, I might just eat a big hunk of turkey. If I had some barley, I would put barley in a bowl And then I'd put a bunch of turkey on top. He had turkey. He actually had turkey breasts that came out of the Instant Pot. I just have some deli turkey I'd chop up. But I'd start with barley, then a bunch of turkey, then I'd add corn and carrots. And then you know what? If I had some chicken broth, and I've said this before in a recent video, I'm gonna get me some to have around for something like this. But if nothing else, I'll just pour some of that carrot juice in there, some of that corn juice in there, and let it have a little juiciness. Bunch of salt and pepper, and I'm good to go. And it gives me the energy that I'm after, not the high. I want actual energy. And it has been a process, a 25-year process getting to this point, learning how to properly fuel so that I actually have energy, not stimuli, not, I think that's the word, stimuli. Sonia, I've struggled with this before. I think you helped me in the comments once. It's a stimulant. I think that's what it is. It's an upper. And once you realize there's no such thing as junk food, there's junk and there's food, and you realize sugar's not food, sugar's a drug, and then you get down to the nitty gritty and you think, well, if sugar's a drug, then all forms of sugar are drugs, including modified cornstarch. So this second ingredient in what seems pretty benign would activate those very real parts of my brain that are very, really, and truly addicted. I don't want it. I don't want any part of it. I am experiencing a very new life. And yesterday, I saw a bicep. My right bicep. There was a lady in front of me, so I could only see my right, but I was, and I could see it. The lighting was just right. This is exciting and motivating, and I want to stay on this trajectory that I'm on. And I pray it is, and I know it is, towards Jesus. James 4:8, let's draw near to him. Let's let the Holy Spirit lead us and guide us. And while I'm saying no to turkey gravy today because of modified cornstarch, I am saying yes to, let's see what time it is, a healthy meal. All right, I'm gonna commit this. Eating a healthy meal, cleaning up after the dogs' party. They had a party. I texted, I'll show you the text that I sent to my family, my mom and my mother-in-law. I said, I just walked in, I pulled in the parking lot. That is what it feels like. There are trucks around here that aren't even ours. The guy came yesterday to do the sheetrock and he drove over a nail, busted his tire. His truck's still out there. It's a parking lot. My front door is wide open. Wide open. It doesn't latch very good, and the dogs busted in. And when I came in through the house, all 4 dogs came running to me to greet me. They had been, I was hoping they'd just been in there watching Netflix. No, they had a party and they got into all of their treats. They have a treat basket and they treated themselves, and they should have very shiny teeth because I bought a very expensive bag of dental chews for them. I want to see some pearly whites after that party. But they also got into the trash. Okay, so I'm gonna eat, clean up after the dogs, refill my water bottle, get packages ready to mail out, and do the dishes for 10 minutes and the laundry for 10 minutes. That's my commitment. Okay, I love you all dearly. Here are a few pictures of the dog's party. I love you. Let's talk again soon. Bye. And a couple pictures of modified cornstarch. It's a white powder. That's a big no for me. Bye. I'm editing this video and these calves are being super noisy. I'm sure they see my husband feeding one group of calves. There's 3 or 4 groups right out my bedroom window, and they want their turn.